All right. What's up, Turtle Riders? Welcome to the Turtleboy live show, or Turtleboy, we call this Uncle Turtleboy's Late Night Garage Podcast. I don't know if we really call it that anymore because I have, as you can see, I've upgraded to the basement now. I have some nice pipes behind me, a boiler here. It's nice outside now, so I no longer need to really run the heat, so that thing shouldn't be going. So we're really starting to move up in the world. All right, so before I continue, let me just say, hold on, time out. I got this somewhere. Hold on. I got to read here. Where'd it go? All right, so this episode is brought to you by our good friends over at Beard Justice LLC. You guys heard Cedric on here a couple weeks ago from Louisiana, but they sell this crap everywhere. It's wicked good. I highly swear by it. Even though I don't have a beard, I would highly recommend it because I trust Cedric a lot. All right, Beard Justice LLC specializes in all-natural men's grooming products with cologne-inspired scents. With everything being alcohol-free, you'll be able to embody the true essence of a man. Their bearded kings should smell like they're sitting on thrones, not sitting in moats. They're not floating in moats. Ooh, I like that one. So head on over to beardjusticellc.com. That's beardjusticellc.com. Now to order yours and use coupon code Turtleboy for 15% off all orders of $25 or more. That's Beard Justice LLC. She'll thank you later for it. All right, so with that said, let's see how we're doing here. As people starting to roll in here to the live show. We got some things on the agenda I definitely want to talk about. The second you get break lawsuits, buy a decent mix, or get Kirk to swipe one for Mix 98. Yeah, believe me, I'd like to upgrade this podcast as best I can. I'm not gonna lie. So I spent another 2 hours today speaking with attorneys about this Jamie General lawsuit thing. This whole thing is absurd. I don't know what Jamie General wants from me. I've offered to take the blogs down. He seemed to have an interest in that. He told me to contact his attorney. I did. Now the attorney said something to the effect of take it down and then we can talk, which seems not fair at all because I don't know what kind of negotiation that is. That's like saying, well, you do something and then we might do something in return. It's like, no, it's not how this works. But anyway, I would like to get it resolved because I want nothing to do with Jamie General. His company has not, if you guys haven't been following this, go read those stories on it. But his company has really not been, nothing in the blogs was untrue about it. And we'd all like this to just, go away because it's in the best interest of everyone to just kind of move on. We don't want to keep blogging about Jamie General. We don't want, and that's the thing. If you keep suing us, then what choice do we have but to keep talking about you? Because it's like what's happening in my life. Like this blog is a day-to-day periodical of what's happening. How can we not talk about the guy that's suing us? So I don't know what he wants from us, but it is what it is. All right. Anyway, what are people saying? What's the bubble like? I'm hearing that fish tank. So that's, I think my dog. You know what that is? The jiggle on the toilet in the second floor was, it's still flowing up there. I should probably take the top off and do something to it and fix it, but I was in a rush to get down there. So that's what that sound is. It sounds like, we have fish. But anyway, definitely have some things I want to talk about today. I want to start by talking about the lunch lady story out of New Hampshire, because this has been all over the news. And it's a perfect example of a couple things that are themes within Turtleboy. And that is, number one, the fake news media printing fake news. And number two, the fake news media not crediting Turtleboy after we break the real news. So, this story has been all over the media because they love this shit. The media loves a narrative, right? And with this story, what you had here is you had a high school in New Hampshire called Mascoma Valley Regional. Now, we reported for some reason it was in Manchester because I think Heavy.com reported that. It's not. It's nowhere near Manchester. It's up near Vermont in the middle of nowhere. Because I was going to say, I don't know, is there a Manchester High School? I don't even know. Or do they go to that Pinkerton Academy? Is that them? I don't know. But anyway, at this school, it was reported, right, by everyone that Bonnie Kimball, the lunchroom employee, was fired after she gave away an $8 lunch to a student who couldn't pay. Kimball says she was just doing what she had been told to when she let a high school student take his lunch tray without paying. But the next day, she was fired and accused of theft. So, that sounds bad. The media loves a story like this because it's like, ooh, hungry children don't get food. You know, ooh, obviously down the line, eventually we can blame this on Trump somehow, right? That's all they're getting at. Is like, they don't want children to eat. They don't want them. Ooh, we have sexy Asian women holding. I did not know that. That's new to me. But they do not want this story. They want this story to be true because they love a good villain. They love it. They love a narrative. They love the idea that children are not eating in school. And let me tell you, like, you know, I taught in school for quite some time, right? School lunch ain't like it used to be. I don't know if you guys got school lunch, but back in the day, I loved school lunch. I would prefer it over, you know, bringing a bag from home. Even if it was government welfare lunch, I didn't care. Free lunch was free. Reduced lunch is 40 cents. Regular lunch, 80 cents, right? And a little trick here. I don't know if this happens anymore, but back at South High, they just asked you, are you free or reduced? And you would say free, and you just go. Awesome. And you pocket. My dad used to give me $10 a week for food, right? And I would spend no money on lunch, and then I got $10 for beer at the end of the week. That's all I needed. So anyway, it was not bad though. There was nothing I liked more than a South High ribicue. It was the bomb. I love ribicues. You can't get them anywhere. All right, every place in America should have a ribicue sandwich, but nobody makes them. I don't know why. They're freaking delicious. Is that beef? I don't even know what's on them, but they're fantastic. So I used to get that all the time. I used to get the South High the cheeseburgers. I ate so unhealthy. Now, that was the government lunch line. Then there was the a la carte line, right? And every school's got an a la carte line. The a la carte line is for kids, you know, from the suburbs, from the nicer parts of Worcester, and they would go, you know, they would go in there and you could buy, you know, Gatorades or chips or, you know, brand name shit, not government welfare food, essentially. But I love the welfare food. Don't get me wrong. I used to eat that shit all day. So, what happened in this situation was that this kid got, you know, his government lunch. That's what happened. And they're not going to deny you that. And the media didn't talk about that. The media didn't talk about this. This story goes viral, right? Some famous chef, I guess, named Jose Andres. I've never heard of these guys. Who the hell follows celebrity chefs? I'm sorry. But they have he's got like 500,000 followers on Twitter. He offers her a job because that's how, you know, viral the story got. Oh, poor lunch lady trying to feed a hungry student, blah, 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 blah. Well, Cafe Services Incorporated, which is the privately contracted food service company that, you know, feeds these kids every day, is getting destroyed on social media. They're a small local business getting murdered because of this woman's story, because of the story she's telling, right? That she got fired for feeding a hungry student. And they want to make it clear, we'd like to take a moment to clear up any confusion and provide an update about a recent employee dismissed from Fresh Pit Cafe at Mascoma Valley High School. Contrary to the hype, the student in the stories was served a complete and wholesome lunch. We treat every student with dignity and are proud to ensure that they get healthy food to eat, even if they don't have money with them that day. In this situation, an employee violated school and company policy. In dealing with our food service, and our district manager made a decision he felt was right at the time. In consultation with the school district about the current policies for handling transactions with students, we are going to offer to rehire this employee and provide her back pay, and we will work with the school district to revise policies and procedures regarding transactions. So, basically, they get all this pressure from the school, in the community, and they're like, we'll offer this woman her job back. So this poor, aggrieved woman not only has a job offer from a celebrity chef, she's got her old job if she wants it. The next day, they issue another press release that's a little bit more specific. They said students get a lunch regardless of whether or not they can pay. They receive a healthy lunch of an entree or sandwich, plus side dishes or fresh fruit and milk. So that's what I can attest to from teaching at Shepherd Hill, right? Every kid got a full lunch, right? They liked school lunch at Shepherd Hill. They freaking loved that stuff. When Michelle Obama became first lady, that's when they didn't like it as much because they made the kids take all this extra greenery, if you will, right? Fruits and vegetables, and they would just throw it away, right? But they get like a full meal. Like, it's not bad. It's really not. You can get some nicer shit if you want, pay for it a la carte, but it's really not that bad. And so, yeah, you got this whole thing. School policy is no additional items like cookies can be charged. They have to have money in their account, or they must pay cash. An employee would not be let go because they provided a healthy standard lunch to a student. The student in this case came down the line with a full lunch plus oven fries and 2 packages of cookies. When the student got up to the cashier, she grabbed the Powerade and added it to his tray. Then let the student take the full lunch allowed by school policy and the 4 additional items. Not only should she not have allowed the additional a la carte items, she did not record or charge any of the items, including the main lunch, to the student account so that they could be paid in the future. So there you go. There you have it. That's all there is, right? The real news. The media, Trump calls them fake news all the time, and people think he's being hyperbolic. No, it's literally fake. I don't know how many examples we need to show people that, you cannot trust the mainstream media. If you do, you are a fool. You are just blind to inquisitive thought, right? To analysis, to self-reflection. You're incapable of that. Like, if you see a story like this, your immediate reaction should be, that doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound right. Just gonna make a kid go home hungry? I don't believe that. That should be your initial thing. And then you should try to get to the bottom of it. And so, because no media outlet did, these people have to put out a press release themselves. All right? And there are still morons out there that are denying this. All right? There are still morons who are saying, I don't believe them, screw them. I can't tell you how many times I saw comments on this. So what's happened since then? So we break this story, right? We break this story, and a lot of people read it or whatever. And next thing you know, I'm like, I guarantee they don't publish this. I guarantee no other media outlet does. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention the most important part. She started a GoFundMe that was initially for $1,000, but she keeps raising it the more money she gets because GoFundMe itself shared her GoFundMe to their Facebook page, which has 1.5 million followers. She wouldn't get a fraction of the money she's got now without that. Now, the sign that something's wrong here is that she started her own GoFundMe, right? People should start GoFundMes for you if you are really worthy of charity. You know what I mean? If you need to do it yourself, it's because no one cares enough about you to raise money for you. And that means something's wrong with your cause. And so this woman starts it, but somebody actually does start another GoFundMe for her that's raised over $4,000. She's raised over $12,000. That was yesterday. She probably got even more today. And she's gotten 2 job offers. And she's still whining. Still whining. Like, these are some quotes. She says, the company said it offered to rehire her. Okay. Kimball said she hasn't heard of any job offer from the company and expressed no desire to get it back. Yeah, why? Why would she work when she's getting free GoFundMe money? Kimball told the Valley News that she is still in mourning for her lost job. You can go get the job back. Where she says she felt like a member of the family. She says that she still doesn't have a new job lined up for the fall. You got 2 job offers. What are you talking about? So, this is going on and all this stuff. And the mainstream media finally covers it. finally covers it. And I thought this quote was pretty important from some chick named Susan Tyler. This is emblematic of what you saw out there. Susan's comment. It says, "Hi, Bonnie. I know you don't know me from Eve. I just read your story on CNN. I know that your company is a lousy bunch of people and that they want to get the media off their back." Like, are you kidding me? You kidding me, right? Capitalism and business do not care about people. Capitalism is the greatest thing that has ever happened to people. It is the greatest force for good in the history of mankind. Capitalism has produced cures for diseases, right? It has produced unlimited wealth for our country, and that has trickled down to lots of people. It provides jobs, right? It provides technology. It provides infrastructure. That's what capitalism provides. These people that shit on capitalism have no idea. I've never lived in a country that's not capitalistic, right? And it just shows. I mean, that's the kind of crowd CNN caters to. She just read it on CNN, she says. Of course she did. Of course she did. And now she reacts to it. And this is proof of the effect that the mainstream media has on popular opinion and popular thought, and why it's so dangerous, man. Why you shouldn't trust them, right? And so, finally, much to my surprise, the mainstream media yesterday, after we published this, they all come out. She's a fraud. She's a fraud. Blah, blah, blah. Of course, they don't credit us. Why would they? But we all know where they got it from. And I love whenever this happens, how Turtle Riders, it's like my favorite tradition, right? The mainstream media steals one of our stories, and then Turtle Riders just invade with turtle emojis and links to it. And that way people know where they saw it from, don't they? They always know. So, still, besides this, I would still see under the comments people saying things like, they should still provide, every kid should get a meal. It's like, every kid did get a meal, dumbass. Doesn't anyone read anymore? Doesn't anyone actually click on the links that they're commenting under? No, that's too much work. Too much work. I'd rather just give my misguided opinion for the masses to see. Those people should be mocked. Just call them morons, okay? Make fun of them. Mock them. That's the only way these people deserve to be publicly mocked, right? They get away with being morons because no one calls them morons. Maybe if people called them morons more and hurt their feelings more often, then they'd stop being moronic, or at least they'd make an effort not to. So, anyway, that's that story. That's the fake news story of the week. Anybody got any comments? Talk about anything else? Or if anybody want to talk about another topic, or I can pick one out. We're surviving Fupa Computer as of right now. Let's see what people are saying. We got you back, Uncle Theo. Thanks. I might want to check the water main. You're leaking, but like I said, the toilet, it's the jiggle thing. I got to fix that. Capitalism. That's a good one. School districts lose at least between $10,000 and $15,000 each year for unpaid lunch balances. I'm all for that. I mean, I don't mind making a kid go home hungry. Maybe I'm just cruel like that. But it's just like this whole idea that it's like the school's job to raise your kid. It's just, what? It's all this takes a village bullshit. No, it takes a family. It takes a family. The school's providing free education and free transportation. Let's be honest. Free rides to school, buses, all this shit. That's really all they owe you. Right? But they're giving you free lunch anyway. But if you don't qualify for it, and you gotta pay, tough shit. Give them a cheese sandwich. Right? Make it. They'll learn real quick, these kids. Go home and tell your mom. Stop being a deadbeat. Anyway, need an Unc rant. What are you angry about? Oh, I'm angry about lots of things. I offer my services. This is so calming, though. Yeah, you like that? Is it really that distracting? I'd love to hear Unc's take on who. We're good with this bovid. On to the next hysterectomy. What's a bovid? Oh. All right, any topic you guys want me to talk about, or you want me to pick one here? Because I got some things I could talk about. Oh, by the way, I went to this event on Sunday, right? For wounded veterans. It was wicked cool. Thank you to Andy Biggs who invited me there. And I'd love to do this more often. I had a nice little booth set up. I can't tell you how many turtle riders came over and just shot the shit with me. I was there for like 5 hours, right? So many people just came over. Everybody there knew Turtleboy. There was hardly anyone that had to be like explained to them. I sold all those green hats that I have. Got rid of all those. Sold a bunch of the Turtleboy pissing on Facebook T-shirt and some other crap, bumper stickers, stuff like that. Cops came over. A lot of people took pictures of me. It was cool, man. I'd love to do stuff like that more often. So if there's ever an event near you that you want me to come to, I'm down for whatever, man. I'm game. I will speak in front of any crowd. I will tell them my story. I will tell them the importance of what we're doing here and why it's so necessary and the fight we've had. I mean, you got to admit, I got a pretty interesting story, a unique story that no one else really has. Everybody else was a teacher and was chased out of school because somebody wrote a blog about them, calling them a sexual predator, and then fell into this blog and turned Turtleboy into a business called freaking Turtleboy, and we're breaking bigger stories than me. Nobody else has a story like that. Nobody. So I'd love to get down there, and if you ever want me there, I'd love to do it. So I had a great time at that this weekend. Anyway, the guy that blew Bin Laden's brains out was there. So it was wicked crowded and wicked packed. It was nice. I met a lot of you people. I love doing it. All right. Milkshake justice. Yeah, you see that shit going on in England? They're throwing milkshakes at people. Conservatives that want a Brexit. Yeah. Luckily, we don't have that here in America. We're civilized. We're civilized folks here. All right. Any other topics you guys want me to hit on before or should we just pick one that I can rant about for a couple minutes? Your call. Let's see. Bristol had a good episode last night. If you guys listen to her show about what's his face there, Billy. You guys been watching Jeopardy? I don't know if you guys like Jeopardy. But James Holzhauer won again tonight. He's made that into must-see television. Love that guy. All the people whining about him losing can go screw themselves. That guy has made Jeopardy much-watched television. We need my take on Billy. Who's Billy? Oh, Billy? Oh, Billy. Oh, I mean, Billy's great entertainment, man. Billy Tibbetts is great entertainment. If you haven't watched Bristol's episode last night or read her blog on it, it's fantastic. Fantastic. People have been messaging us about Billy for a long time now. And no one's ever gotten around to doing it. And then Bristol's just like, I'll do it because it's freaking hilarious. That guy's the best, right? Obviously, he's a freaking moron and, a sexual predator and a complete degenerate and the biggest masshole I've ever seen in my life. But I've never seen someone quite as entertaining as him. Like, we got to be honest. That guy's one of the most entertaining people I've ever seen. Ever. Yeah. How many people messaged Billy after the show? Yeah. By the way, if you guys are interested in advertising, any businesses, our buddy Eric Landry's in the comments, sales guy Eric. You can reach him at erictbnsales@gmail.com. All right, he'll be there for you. What else was in the stories today? By the way, we're making T-shirts for Bruins. It's just going to say, see, we made T-shirts for the Patriots when we won, but Bob Kraft's lawyers sent us a cease and desist, and we had to take them down because we used the Patriots logo without their permission. Oops. Yeah, I wonder who called them, Gaffney. And then they let us go or whatever. But we're doing Bruins ones, and I don't think the Stanley Cup itself is copyrighted, so I think we can bust some of those out. But I want it because our brand with the sports ball teams around here is God loves us more. That's a fact. We invented that saying. It's true. We're going to get black shirts with gold. God loves us more. I think we all know what that means without actually saying Bruins on it, right? So we're going to get those out tomorrow. Maude made a comeback today. That was great. Love seeing Maude. All right, let me talk. I'll end this by ranting about Maude because I can get real fired up about Maude. I fucking hate Maude with a passion. I really hate this broad so much. So Maude, we don't need to rehash everything about Maude, but, what's your favorite Maude highlight? I don't even know where to start when I talk about Maude. There is the fake rape accusation that she has used to build a career as a beauty queen, right? She actually uses that story of alleged survival, that she was gang raped when she was 13 or 14 in Hingham by 3 older kids in the school. She uses that to get people to feel sorry for her so she can win beauty pageants. Then Maude got a little bit old, and all of a sudden, somebody else won a pageant, and she couldn't have that. So she made up this whole being offended by this Me Too joke that happened. The most harmless dad joke Me Too thing you've ever. It's like literally the least harmless joke ever. But, she invoked the I'm a survivor card, which is, don't even get me started on the word survivor. It's the most overrated thing ever. Okay? Survivor. All right? I understand if you were actually raped and you survived that. But there's no degrees of rape anymore. Right? Like, for instance, if what happened to Kavanaugh, if what Kavanaugh allegedly did, which there's no evidence of, was true, ultimately he fucking dry humped her for fucking 2 seconds and she ran out of the room. That's it. Oh, no. Oh, Christine Blasey Ford got dry humped. Welcome to life as every girl ever. Right? Is there any chick listening to this right now who hasn't been dry humped for 2 seconds? Seriously? Oh. It's not the same thing as rape. I'm sorry. There's differences here. So anyway, Maude claims that she was like literally the victim of like a Jodie Foster style rape. Like 3 dudes raped her in a park. There was a friend that got away. No one's ever heard from this friend. It was a huge lie. She also lied about having cancer. She also pretends to win long-distance road races, and she got called out for it and lost all her titles. She's a complete fraud in every way, shape, and form. But apparently not everyone reads Turtleboy, because Maude has been living her best life and actually going to the State House. She's been posting images from the State House of her pushing legislation, pushing freaking legislation about sexual assault on campus. She wants to make some type of mandatory class people have to take. I don't know all the details. Bottom line is, it's all based off of Maude's lie. She's like the lead lie. Maude has gone from just a fraud who pretends to win road races and whatever, to now she's actually pushing for legislation that can affect everyone. And this is just insanity, folks. It's insanity. She's got pictures of her at the State House testifying about why this bill needs to pass. Right? And she wrote this, by the way, she wrote this long post today about, the other day about, like, can you believe a year ago I was, he used to accidentally, starting what'd she say? He used to accidentally starting an international protest against one of the most oldest pageants in America. Fearlessly standing my ground in the backfire. It's like the word she uses to describe herself. Oh, I'm fearless. Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut up. You blocked us on Facebook. You fear us. Stop it. Right? He used to accidentally starting an international protest. First of all, there was nothing accidental about it, huh? Everything you did was by design, you phony piece of shit. Everything. And an international protest against one of the... Chicks have been protesting this event since the beginning of time. What are you talking about, Maude? Shut up, Maude. So anyway, and ironically, she wants people to take sexual assault more seriously, not realizing that her existence in this all is what makes people not take it as seriously. Because they're like, well, there's a lot of Maudes out there. You know, that'll lie. Like, Maude's obviously a liar. A lot of Maudes out there. She is also, by the way, pretending to... now, you can take this as you want. This is on Armed Services Day. This is on, I believe, Saturday, or Sunday, rather. And she says, Happy Armed Forces Day. Thank you to all who serve. Now, that's fine. But she's got images of herself wearing all this Coast Guard shit. Maude's not in the Coast Guard. She signed up for, like, the Junior Explorers or some shit. Right? The Coast Guard Auxiliary, whatever the hell that means. Whatever that means. She's not in the Coast Guard. And she's got these certificates from FEMA. You go online, you fill out a form, you get one of those. Jesus, this is appropriating the service of act. Even though she doesn't say, oh, I'm in armed services. What's she implying there by dressing up as like that and saying Happy Armed Forces Day? You fraud. Anyway, there's pictures of her with Karen Spilka, the state senate president, and Robert DeLeo, the Speaker of the House of Representatives. There they are. And she's saying in them, what's she saying? She's saying, this morning I had the opportunity to discuss the importance of passing new legislation for sexual harassment survivors with the Speaker of the House of Massachusetts, Speaker of the House, Robert DeLeo. I'm so inspired by the incredible work done by him and grateful for opportunities like these. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? She's meeting with like the most influential people on Beacon Hill. And she's literally a freaking lobbyist now. Maude's a lobbyist. What is this world coming to? Where Maude the Fraud is a lobbyist. And you know why? Because Google, right? SEO, how this works. People Google Maude Gorman. I bet you these guys, his staff has probably Googled Maude Gorman. We don't come up on page one with Maude Gorman. You know what comes up? CNN. And bullshit. All the fake news comes up. And so they don't see us. Nobody goes to page 2 on Google. Had they done so, just the road race, the cheating in the races is all you need to see. Lie about one thing, lie about everything. Right? She lied about that. And she didn't just lie a little bit. She fucking took a lot of pictures of herself on podiums and shit. And acted like it was this big thing. She's a pathological liar. She has an issue. Now here she is with Natalie Higgins, a state representative. She represents, I think, Leominster, Fitchburg area. I want to say that. And they're holding a sign that said, my name is Maude and Natalie. When somebody tells me they were raped or sexually assaulted, I pledge to start by believing. That's everything that's wrong with America right now, is that thing. Oh, congratulations. You automatically assume guilt of somebody else. If you are automatically default believing somebody without any evidence, then by definition you are also believing that the person they're accusing is a rapist who should go to jail. That's what you're saying. There's something very, very wrong with that. I know it makes them feel good about themselves, but there's something terrible about that. So, screw Maude. She has moved on. She's moving up in the world. I can't believe it. Maude's a freaking lobbyist. Maude is like big oil now. Like, she's literally Joe Camel. The friggin' tobacco. Like, that's her lobby shit. Like, big, what is it? What is the big tobacco company that freaking, I don't know, you know what I mean. Exxon, Mobil, all these companies. And then Maude. Friggin' Maude is lobbying the most powerful people in that. Unbelievable. Fucking Maude. It's one person. She doesn't even have a team with her. It's just freaking Maude. It's just a chick with an Instagram account. Oh, God. I hate her. I hate her so much. Anyway, let's see what people are saying in the comments. Anything you guys want to talk about? She faked having cancer. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, Maude is just, it's Philip Morris, thank you very much. Maude is now in a category with Philip Morris. That's her peer group. Alright, any other questions before we call it a night here? Hi, Diane. I'd love to teabag Maude. Beer Justice. Beer Justice is going to fit in real well right here. I love the Maude looks alright. Maude's one of the better looking ratchets we've ever profiled, but she's still Maude at the end of the day, you know? I'd rather bang Bob. Alright, guys out there. And chicks who like to swim the ladies' fun. Who would you rather bang? Maude or Bobbin for boners? To me, it's not even a question. Not even a question. It's Bobbin for boners. No doubt about it. But that's an interesting poll question right there. First of all, bobbing for boners would be so much more fun. I don't think I could think of somebody who would be a more boring and traditional lay than Maude the Fraud. She looks alright, First of all, she'd fake everything. Everything would be fake. There would be no excitement, a lot of missionary. It just wouldn't be that fun. It'd just be like you're just going through the process. Bobbing for boners would be a great experience. I mean, she's aggressive. She knows what she wants. She goes out and gets it. Ooh, that's nice. So, anyway, I feel like, I never announced who won Ratchet Madness. I got to announce it. It was Ryan Waters. Ryan Waters is our Ratchet Madness champion. People are saying Maude. You guys would pick Maude over her? I bet Maude would give one hell of a fake orgasm. Yeah, probably. Okay, Mega says problem for boners. Absolutely. Every girl fakes with me. They don't even bother with me. They stopped doing that. Never tried missionary. Oh, man. Bobbing for boners. The former Rockland selectman that gave the town administrator in the back room, and it led to a big investigation, and then it turned out she was also banging another selectman named Eddie Porkchops, and she's married. Oh, bobbing for boners. You got catching up to do, Victoria. All right, anything else you guys want to talk about? You guys can order his products. I'm going to do a little blog on this afterwards. I always try to take the podcast and put it into a blog. I'll link his website in there, beardjusticellc.com. All right. Anything else, guys? Before we call it a night. Maude would cut corners and say, finished when you were on the edge. I know. It would just be... I couldn't think of a more boring lay than Maude. I mean, I just couldn't imagine it. The whole time, she'd just be thinking about, like, you know... It's all about her. You know, how do I look? You know. She would not be trying to just... It would just be inauthentic. I don't know how to describe it. She would just be terrible. I can tell. Terrible. Personally, this Jeopardy chick making TV was so fucking stupid. Yeah, that's another story I could rant about, but we don't have time. Did Charlotte show up for court? No. It was just me yesterday. Charlotte did not show. So we have I don't know what that was, a pre-trial or something yesterday, but they are moving, the Holden police are moving forward with charges against Charlotte McFarland. So there we go. All right. Yes, they will be back for live on Thursday and Friday. That's correct, because no Bruins until Monday. So, yeah, that don't need to replace anything. I know how to fix the toilet. So upstairs in the second floor right now, you know when the jiggle on the handle? That's it. I just got to fix the jiggle, which means you got to take the top off, and it's probably something's not closing there. You pick up the needle, and then you put it back in the spot. It's an easy fix. I didn't realize it was going to sound like a friggin' fishbowl down here during this. So no, it's a really easy fix. All right. Anyway, we will see you guys all on Thursday. All right, peace to all riders.